people to become more creators, and that's why we created for creators. I believe raising capital is like the last problem. If all other problems are solved, capital will come. Basically, if you figure out what your seller actually wants, your customer wants, if you're solving real problems for your customers, you will eventually have a movement around it. And if the opportunity is large enough, capital will flow.
DHONI has invested in Rigi. How did that happen?
DHONI has been phenomenal in our journey, very honestly. As I mentioned, he's two things that DHONI gets on table from day zero without even showing up anywhere is he brings that trust to the brand.
Today we have with us Mr. Ananya Singhal, the co-founder of Rigi. Welcome to Topper Stake, sir.
Thanks for having me.
How are you today, sir?
Doing great. It's been an eventful day.
Yes.
I think it's going to be more eventful.
Yes, let's hope so. So coming up to Rigi, how did the concept behind Rigi started?
So me and my co-founder Swapnil been friends since 2009, and we were running a real money gaming company called Hala Play since 2017.
Okay.
During our growth journey, influencers were a pivotal part of our growth, and we saw a lot of people wanted to interact, had more deeper level of interaction with the influencer.
Okay.
We ourselves were great, large time content consumers. We prefer YouTube over Netflix. We are those guys. Instagram over Netflix. And we realized that there is an unmet demand. People want to consume a lot more content.
Okay.
So while we were transitioning out of the previous business, we sold it to Nazara and Delta, both are public listed companies.
Okay.
We saw that this is an opportunity which we love, and we saw a lot of white space in this.
Okay.
So that's where we felt that these creators are the next level powerhouses, media houses, as we call them internally, and they will influence a lot of decision making that goes on in the next 5-10 years. So we thought, why not build for them?
Okay. So that's the story behind Rigi.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. So your tagline is created for creators. Created for creators. Has it created for creators?
Yeah. So the tagline created for creators is predominant, as I mentioned earlier. We were ourselves consumers. We never wanted to create content regarding what should we do, what should we not do. We were always product builders. We said we will create solutions for creators that help them grow, that help them become more sustainable. Because a lot of creators are predominantly indulged in only one part of the creator economy, that is brand deals. We thought there are much more ways through which they can earn, and a lot more people can follow their passion. If money is always a key metric which inhibits people from joining or following their passion. So we said if we are able to build another income source for creators, many people will join this stream, and that's the idea. So we want people to become more creators.
Creators. Okay.
And that's why we created for creators.
That's a nice tagline, sir. So what are the struggles behind setting up a startup successful?
So I always had this feeling that when you started second time, there'll be challenges, it will be easier journey. But seeing the whole journey from 2016 till 2024 till now, challenges have been manifold. Getting your first customer right, getting not lost in people's opinion, taking that initial plunge, finding the right team. Finding the right team is the biggest challenge, because you want people whom you want to work with, you love working with, and that is a very hard thing to find in these days. There's so much noise around. I believe raising capital is like the last problem. If all other problems are solved, capital will come. Basically, if you figure out what your seller actually wants, your customer wants, if you're solving real problems for your customers, you will eventually have a movement around it. And if the opportunity is large enough, capital will flow.
Okay.
So that's the idea, and there's no course out there which teaches you to run a company, because while in our previous life, what you might be a developer, you might be a marketer, or you might be a product manager. But once you become a founder, you are responsible. The buck stops at you, with you, right?
Yes.
You are responsible what happens in the company. Legally, you are responsible for what happens in financially, technologically, customer wise. Everything rolls to you, and you have to make that final decision.
Okay.
So no one teaches you all this, but what we feel is you have to grow and embrace all these roles.
Okay.
So this is like the hardest bit.
So has the struggles passed?
There's new struggle. Honestly, right now we're a 100-member team. If you ask me how is everything easy peasy, I'll say no, because managing 100 people itself is a challenge. No one teaches you that, right?
Okay.
And once we scale from here, let's say we have 200 people, then there will be challenges for that also.
Okay.
New challenges will emerge, and it's an ongoing process. It's not ki, oh, I've done this, now my life is going to be easy.
Okay.
Oh, some problems will die down, but newer problems come always.
The struggle remains, but we
Yeah.
have to be, on the
So
flow.
that's why you always find a project or a product to work on which you love, because it's your heart and soul you're giving. Without the heart and soul, you can't do all these.
Exhibit it out.
You can't do all this without the heart and soul.
Yeah.
You need your mind and heart in one place, and once you love that product, once you believe in that vision, you'll be able to put that.
Yes.
So that's supremely important.
I do agree with that. DHONI has invested in Rigi. How did that happen? Can you tell us that story?
So in previous venture, we had Hardik Pandya as a brand ambassador, and cricket is something which we love,
Yeah,
and I believe
everybody loves.
everybody loves in the country. So while we wanted to figure out whom we want as a brand ambassador, we were always, cricket is something that was always top of our head, and we wanted someone who could impart that trust, because here the people who are our customers are themselves influential people. They're creators. They're people with 10 million, 20 million followers. For them to be associated with someone or be influenced, that guy needs to really have something exceptional. So,
Yes.
so we had a few shortlists, and then what we realized is DHONI is something which resonates most with us. His idea, his journey, the whole journey, how he in his
Has gone
career,
through.
right? So that's something that really inspiring, and we see a lot of content creators also relate to that. So when we started having this discussion with his team, we floated this idea: do you want to invest? So he was more than happy, and that really helped us a lot. And DHONI has been phenomenal in our journey, very honestly. As I mentioned, he's two things that DHONI gets on table from day zero without even showing up anywhere is he brings that trust.
Okay.
He brings that coolness to the brand.
Okay.
So he's been helpful there. We last year had a meetup with a lot of creators of our. So right now we work with close to 15,000 odd creators. In the class 2.5 years, we work with 15,000 plus creators.
Oh, nice.
We had a select bunch of 200 people fly down to Bangalore. A lot of all of them had a chance to meet DHONI, and so that was a great experience. And he helped us phenomenally. People were really excited about that event, meeting DHONI itself. So having DHONI on, even if someone asked me, should we reconsider, go back in time if that was a possibility, I'll just repeat it without even.
Do it again.
Yeah, do it
All
again.
over again.
All over again.
So has DHONI's fame helped you and Rigi in the growth?
Yeah. See, once you're a small company and you start reaching out to people who are themselves very popular, so a quick question that always comes up first is, will you run away? Right? You providing services and all. So what we realized with DHONI coming in on board, that question was out of the park. No one would ever ask us, ki, oh, you are this new company, will you be able to deliver what you're saying? DHONI brought that trust on the table. So, as I mentioned, having Dhoni on board solved a lot of problems with the unsaid problems. Those doubts people had in their mind go away very easily.
Okay.
So that's something Dhoni is capable of phenomenally.
That's Sony's energy.
Yeah,
Dhoni's
yeah.
energy.
And so I was lucky to have interactions with Dhoni when 2-3 times we met. He has insights, very honestly.
Okay.
Sir's insights, you can have long discussions with him. Lucky there. He would give his input. You should do this. You should try that.
Oh, nice.
And so it's not just what you see. It's behind the scenes also.
Okay.
He has inputs, great inputs. I believe once you're at the peak in a vertical or peak at your career, you really see that bird's eye view,
Okay.
and that really helps you to advise others also. So he is helpful there a lot.
That's really nice to know. So how many creators has been a part of Rigi's journey?
So over 15,000 creators have worked with us. A lot of them, Rigi has become an important part in their journey, where through Rigi, their monetization with their fans and engagement with their fans they've picked out community leaders for themselves. A lot of them have grown it as a good revenue stream for themselves.
Okay.
In some cases, the revenue stream is as high as 30-40% of their monthly incomes.
Oh.
So you can imagine there is a considerable impact that Rigi has brought for these creators in their life, which we find is really impressive and which keeps us going at times, which pushes you to go that extra mile.
What are the services Rigi is providing?
So we feel, so Rigi offers 2-3 services in broader chunks. So so it started with providing creators this tool for monetization, standalone monetization. But what we realized over time was that plain monetization will not sustain. A lot of times, engagement and monetization go hand in hand. So our offerings or suite of tools has been evolving along that. So this includes we providing them complete end-to-end solution of a white labeled app where they can run their courses, that they can do live classes, where they can do async groups like discussion groups, feeds, their own social media in a way, a lot of times, where monetization is just so nicely integrated. Then we have another vertical called Gap Up, where we enable people to discover these experts, SEBI registered advisors. We always felt that there is an unmet demand in the market where people want to discover registered stock advisors, people who can advise them financially. So we built a product out there. So that's also there. Then we're trying a bunch of other stuffs also where we help these creators monetize. Because our vision is always that we want to build tools and services that have creators at the center.
Okay.
If you are able to solve creator problems and help them, the larger audience also benefits.
I truly agree to that. So investment is important for every startup. So how much has Rigi gotten so far?
Yeah. So like you said, investment is important. It's crucial. It helps you scale that growth super fast. So over 3 rounds, we have raised close to $25 million. That's roughly 200 odd crores. And yeah, we want to fuel our growth through our revenues, and that's what we're planning in the future.
Okay, so will there be a certain amount? Do you have a target?
See, valuation or the money raise is a byproduct. If you are, so for every stage you need certain money. For start, someone starting up today does not need $25 million.
Yeah.
They might need maybe $500,000 or $1 million to build that product or to reach out to that initial few customers. For every stage, there is why you raise money. So first is seed stage, where you kind of raise money for building a product or achieving a certain PMF, product market fit. Then you do it, raise money for reaching a wider audience. So that is there. And then the money is all about you're either going international or raising money for next set of growth.
Okay.
So, or market creation or entering into newer categories. So, that is the journey for any raise. So, for us, whenever we feel ki there is a need where we want to do rapid expansion,
Okay.
we'll go for that next round.
Okay.
Abhi to there's no need.
अभी
So,
तक it's ठीक है.
हाँ, मतलब we have enough capital. We have sustained capital for another 3 years. We don't need capital.
Okay. You guys are fully fledged.
Yeah.
Okay. Is Rigi available only for Indian creators, or is it wide open for globally, international also?
So right now our focus has been predominantly India focused because we understand the market much better. It's easier to expand, and right now it's not something that hindered our growth. Ki we need to look outside. So predominantly we are available for Indian creators. Some parts of are available to Indonesian creators also. But yeah, predominantly we are India focused only.
Okay. So what are your future plans?
Whenever we feel ki we build a right product that can scale globally, we'll do it.
Expand.
Yeah, we'll expand globally then.
All the best to that. So what will be the challenges when you expand globally?
So almost all markets have different behaviors respect to customers. So understanding those nuances is super critical to expand in those markets. A lot of people have tried in India to expand globally and failed because sometimes people don't time the market right. It's like running a separate startup.
Okay.
Right? You have to do the whole thing again because no one knows you there. So you need to build that trust. You need to get those soul cycles in, and you need to write product first. So it has its own challenges. So it's not as easy, I feel.
Nothing is easily made. Yeah, I do agree to that. Is money a factor in starting up a business?
See, I will not say it's not one, but
part
it
of it.
cannot be the only one.
Okay.
You, as I mentioned, you need your heart and soul because something you do 24/7, right? So if it's just the money driving you, you can't succeed because then it'll wear off.
Okay.
But if I am saying ki it's not a factor, then also I'm lying. So yeah, it's definitely a factor, but not the only factor.
Okay. It plays an important
Yeah,
role.
yeah, yeah.
also.
It's an important factor.
Okay. Thank you, sir. How is AI helping you in business?
So AI is a good tool if you use it. It helps reduce. A lot of things have been possible because of AI developments in AI space in the past 1.5 years. So it's better we embrace it. It helps improve people's efficiency. We ran a few experiments also around this where we created a persona of an influencer for the people using AI, and you could talk directly to him, and you can ask questions, he will reply to you, and that was a good experiment for us. We've been using AI extensively in our own processes internally, where it helps us reduce the turnaround time to a lot of things. So yeah, AI is supremely helpful if you embrace it nicely.
Okay. Thank you, sir. There was a news stated Rigi is India's first AI influencer. So can you tell us a few words about it?
So we are not India's first AI influencer, but we were the first ones in India to power a influencer's AI persona.
Okay.
So the difference between two is there's a real person who is being replicated and used using an AI rather than no person being involved. So as I mentioned, you could talk to that. So the creator was someone who had 2 lakh DMs unanswered. A lot of people wanted to talk to him. A lot of them had problems they wanted to answered. So what we thought ki he cannot answer 2 lakh DMs. Let's be real. No one can answer. So, but people will have always different queries, and they would want answers that best suit them. So that experiment we ran with him was predominantly focused at how we can replicate his persona and make AI answer like him. through his thought process, his voice, everything was done in a way that interaction feels like you're talking to the influencer.
Okay.
So that was the idea there.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time and providing with us a lot of information. So let Rigi continue with providing a lot of creative ideas to the creators. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me.